Shukesha, son of Bharadwaja, Satyakama, son of Shibi, grandson of Sun and son of Gargyan, Kausalyan, Ashwalayanan, and Vaidarbhya Bhargavan, with Katyayana Kabandi, approaches great sage Bhagavan Pippalaada. After observing the rites of Brahmacharya, with summit in their hand, with the faith that this great soul, this Sarvatnakalpa, will definitely instruct us. To them, the Rishi said, serve this Samvalsara, 1 year. This Samvalsara means this 1 year, with concentration and Brahmacharya. Then you start asking questions in order, in a systematic way. Then I will give you answers to all your questions. Samvalsara is the unit of time. Samvatsara means Samyag Guru Shushrusha Para Santo Vatsyada. It has two meanings. To obey the rules of the Gurukula for 1 year. To observe the unit of time or 1 year with the concentration, and then after collecting your observational data of that 1 unit of time, you start asking questions pertaining to time-space. Before that, you will not understand what I am speaking about. So, this is the meaning of that training for 1 year. Samvatsara and Samvatsaram is a unified whole. The object of study and the person who study becomes merged in that particular Advaita. Now, 1 year the disciples did as the Guru told them. Then after that 1 year period, one of them, Kabanda, the Katyayani, that is Katyayana Gotra, the same Gotra as Vararuji. Kabanda is the same Gotra as the Vararuji. Kabanda, the Katyayani, asked the first question. From where does all these Praja, the children, originate? From where does all the Praja or the children originate? Was the question of Kabanda Katyayani. The question he asked is pertaining to Aparavidya only. We find the plant species, the animal species and human beings sustaining the race by progeny. And how does this continuous procreation and racial sustenance of these different life forms happen? It is a biological question. That means Kabanda was observing the different animals and plant species which are procreating within a 1 year period. So the question itself contains what he was observing, what data he was collecting. The life become 100 and 1,000-fold from a single being in the universe. Bible speaks of Adam and Eve, and Purana of India speaks of Manu and Shatarupa sustaining a race of human. How is this universe and its life forms, gross as well as subtle, like a very smallest Paramanu, sustain its race by multiplication? That is the question. The sage said, Prajapati desired children, and they did tapas. Prajapati, So, by the tapas, a Mithuna was created. A couple was created. One is called the Rei, the other is called the Prana. He thought, this couple, the Rei and Prana, will create for me several types of children. So the first couple created by Prajapati is the Rei and the Prana. Prajapati is the first creator of a created universe. He did austerities and attained thermostasis. Tapas is for thermostasis, and by his knowledge he thought about the subjects revealed to him by Shruti. Shruti is the hearing, listening, the careful listening of the sounds, the Vedic sounds. From that, which actually that ensues from within and from without. From that introspective heat of tapas, he created a couple, which is really Advaya. They are not two. but they are one. Advaya seen as two. One was split into two as a twin. That is how the couple is formed. The somam, or the food, which is known as the annam, is the real ray. And agni, or energy, is the prana. So the food, somam or annam, is the ray. The energy is prana. The food, annam or ray, is the moon, that is night. Whereas agni or energy is the sun, that is the ahas or the day. During the day, the sun, the prana, and at night, the ray or the moon or the annam. Both are inseparable. Without annam, we cannot sustain the life or prana. With food and energy, the Creator decided to create innumerable life forms as His children. So the first couple were the food and the energy, the soma and the prana. He created in an orderly fashion an abode for His children with the sun, moon, solar system, with the earth, etc. in this egg or in this Brahmanda as the subtle, unmanifested form first, and then manifested them. The entire universe was created thus from the introspective thought and will of the Prajapati when he desired to create children. So desire was there to create children, so he created the children. The sun, stars, etc. are the real fire or Agni. Life energy is fire, Agni. The twin of fire is the celestial things which are revealed by the energy, like the earth and moon revealed by reflected light of the sun. The bioenergy of human beings is revealed by their deeds and their words. All the objects with reflected energy of sun is thus designated as the twin or mithuna of the Agni or prana. And it is called the Rai or food or somam. Thus prana is the golden sun and Rai is the silvery moon by symbolism. Both are one. Night and day are one. They are not different. Aditya is the prana, moon is the Rai. Whatever, with or without murti. Murti is the form or idol. With or without a form is only annam, food or somam. That with murti is also Rai. So whether it is with form or without form, everything is only this prana and annam only, nothing else. The stars and planets and universe with and without forms and names are prana, Rai, annam. Among them the universe which is gross and murt is the annam or enjoyable food. The gross food is taken by all beings with life to sustain their life and their races, but to enjoy the formless, unmanifested worlds by mental introspection, subtle values by imaginations. A creative, intelligent being only can achieve that. That is not very common. Every prani, every living thing cannot do that. Only human beings, even among human beings, only very few can do that mental introspection, have the subtle values by imagination and creative intelligence. The gross forms are enjoyed by the subtle, formless, and therefore the gross objects are Rai. The fire or Agni, that is subtle energy, is able to burn the gross objects, or food, that is gross. The problem of one many in mathematics, this is known in Sanskrit as ekam anekam, arises in the consciousness of a person who notices this manifold universe with the different varieties of life forms and its ways of procreation, etc. This happens only after generations of observation of such phenomena of procreation, and is the first biological, scientific thought and mathematical problem for the human mind. What was this universe before such a manifold thing was created? Many people imagine a God or a creator who created such a universe and its laws. before the day and night were created by the rotation of earth on its axis, before a human being with intellect was created to observe it and to record that observation, the state is to be imagined as a oneness, ekam eva advitiyam, one without a second state, and that is the karana jala, or the causal waters, as ambas. Ambas is the causal water. From that ambas, the multitudes of universes originated as a spoda, or a bang, naturally, as if a flower blooms from a bud, or the sun rays spread from the rising sun in all directions alike at the same moment, simultaneously. This phenomenon of expanding and contraction of the universe and the consciousness of living things, this is called Vikasa Samkoja and Prakasha Vimarsha, always as twins only. It is expressed as Tanute and Utkrinadi in the texts of these ancient people. At present all these Sanskrit words are lost, but the same ideas appear in English words among modern scientists. So there is no problem for understanding these things now, if you know both the languages, that's all. The Savya and Apasavya, that is the clockwise and anti-clockwise evolution of the universe, is thus being proved. What happened after creation of the universe? After that the sun rose, the sun was created. The sun, which entered the eastern direction, took and carried all the prana in that direction in its rays, by revealing the south, the north, the west, the below and the above directions. The sun took and carried all the life forms in all the directions. When the solar system was formed, within the black hole of the first causal waters, the earth and its life also was created from that energy source. The solar system was revealed in the light and heat of sun, and the life forms evolved out of the solar energy on earth by the food cycle, the anna. Annam is the Sanskrit word for that. Then naturally the living things looked and saw the sun as their life giver. The observational power of the living things is a gift from the sun and his rays only. When the observational activity started, people observed the sun is rising in front of them, setting behind them, and in relation to their position, that is their own position, they divided the undivided zodiac into different directions based on their position on earth. So the position of earth, their geocentric position, became important. They observed by this technique 12 directions. They were the first 6 directions: east, south, west, north, up and down. Then the interval directions between these became 12 directions of sun. These were designated as the Dwadasha Mandala, or the 12 fields of the zodiac, for easy understanding and educational purposes to the next generations. And they observed these fields as the 12 divisions of the zodiac and developed a knowledge of unit of time as well as that of timelessness. That is why Pippalaada asked the people, the students, to observe these two at least for 1 year, what happens in each of these 12 divisions when the sun and the moon passes through these areas. Now he says, the Guru says, this is the Vishwarupa, or the form of the universe, and this is known as the Vishwanara. That is, the universe as symbolically expressed as a Nara, a man. That prana Agni is rising. About this, the Rik praises the Sarvatman, or Atman of all beings, the Vishwatman, Atman of all universes, and the Vishwarupa, the form of the universe, rise as the prana and the Agni, and its symbol is the Surya Narayana, which reveals all the fields and all the directions and makes everything its own Atman, and that is the energy giver of our earth. That Vishwarupa, with its multitudes of rays, as the Veda originated, that which spreads in all the prana ashaya and is visualized by all eyes of all living things, is seen as a single Jyotis, Jyotir Ekam. That single symbol of sun with crores of rays takes innumerable life forms and is the prana of all his children. The word Harinam for the rays is significant here. Hari is Vishnu. Hari is also the horses and the lions. They are the synonyms for Hari. Ashwa and Simha. So Harina has got several meanings. The rays of the sun, Vishnu, the Ashwa, the Simha, the spreading rays of the sun with color, light, sound and quick moving power, the scorching heat with its life-taking power alone, with life-giving potential, is all given in that single word Harinam. Similarly, the word Jada Vedasa is given here as the synonym of sun and Agni, the Vedic fire god. Samvatsara is the Prajapati, the Guru says. His ayana or his journey you can understand as the southern journey and the northern journey, the Dakshinayana and Uttarayana. Those who do Ishtapurta Karma reach only the lunar mansions. They have to come back to earth. This is a recycling journey. Therefore, those sages who desire children take the Dakshinayana, the southern course. It is a recycling journey. If they want to take more and more births, you have to take a Dakshinayana course. Veyi is the Pitriyana or journey and back to ancestral words. So, Pitriyana is necessary to procreate and to create the human race. Time is Samvatsara and its unit the year. That time is the Prajapati here. Valsa is the calf. That with its calf or Valsa, that is why it is called Samvatsara. Valsa, Samvatsara. Samvatsara. The couple sun and moon, the Tithi day and night, the fortnights, that is the Paksha, are all included when we say Samvatsara. All the night dwellers are also included in that. Therefore, Samvatsara is the united couple, Prana and Rai, Arthanarishwara, the two courses of the northern and the southern ayana, as the effect of Upasana and of Karma leads to enlightened world of Prana and to dark and repeating cycle of food occur in Samvatsara. Both are inseparable. Ancestral world is the Kritaloga or the world due to our karma. The enlightened world is Agrutaga and is not due to karma. The karma yogins who do Ishtapurta karma like the Chandrayana, the Chandramasa are attaining only the cyclical lunar cycles of food and life, Pitriloga. Those sages who desire the vision of enlightenment but are householders and procreate children and produce food, that is agriculture, also reach through the southern course, the Chandraloga, which is Annamaya. These people, it is these agricultural people and who wants to procreate their races, it is these people who do Chandrolsava. You know, in Kerala, Chandrolsava was very important. That's the moon which leads one to the Pitriloga or the ancestral world is called the Annam, the Annapurneshwari, for whom we do Chandrolsava, Vasantolsava, etc. So this is the Dakshinayana Marga, the Marga which is followed by the Dakshinatyas, because it is here that we find lot of fertility, lot of rainfall, lot of biodiversity, everything is seen in this part of India. Through the northern course, tapas and brahmacharya, by concentration in vidya, inquiring the Atman, people reach the world of the sun. That is the basic prana for all beings. That is the abhaya and amrita, and that is the path for people like the sages. Once we reach there, there is no recycling back into the earth. This shows Pippalaada was following the path of Uttarayana. Moon is within the attractive power of the earth. The attraction of earth does not reach up to the sun's field. Instead, the attraction of the sun is acting upon the earth and its beings. Therefore, sun is the world of no return to earth. Moon is the world of return to earth, scientifically. Sun is the breath and life of all beings on earth who depend upon the cycles of seasonal rains and food production for sustenance. The prana is the center of our sense organs, and similarly, sun is the center for earth and its beings for their life, and hence sun is here the prana of all. The sage who controls the senses in mind, and mind in intellect, and intellect in Atman to attain Atman. Similarly, knowing the origin of beings on earth, the earth and its movements, the solar system and its laws and movements, one has to enter the field of the sun and then go beyond the solar system. This is the only way to attain the Sujanarayana, which is the Kalatman, the Atman of time, timelessness, and then go beyond, that is timelessness. First cognize that I am this sun, I am the energy of this sun. Then think of from where the sun derives its energy. That is the method of the Upanishadic Rishi here. Sun is Amrita, deathless, fearless, the base of all life, the destroyer of all life too. It has no reduction, no increase. No, that means no Chayavruddhi. Moon has Chayavruddhi. It increases and decreases. But that is not there for the sun. That is why it is called a Amrita Loga, whereas moon is called the Mrita, Martya Loga. It has no emotions. Sun has no emotions, no vikara. And it is an avikari. Saurayana, that is the journey to sun, is the best ayana, which is the parayana. And it is called the paragati. The wise, the scholarly people, even the karma yogins have this as their ultimate aim. The common man who procreate and do mundane course and is not having introspective thought experiments does not understand the true time or the true kala. They just follow a mundane calendar for day-to-day vyavaharas, day-to-day activities. They do not know the subtle intricacies of the Kalatman or of the sun and its energy origins. The Samvalsara is only a unit of time, but through it one has to know the real sun. The misunderstanding that just by knowing a science one can reach the ultimate wisdom is not acceptable to the sages. The Samvalsara is the relative time felt to human beings due to movement of the earth around the sun on its own axis. But true time is not that ayana, but it is the nirayana or the inertia, and that absolute time and timelessness is the goal of Pippalaada and his disciples. Some people say that sun has 5 feet, 12 forms, and is watery, residing on the upper half of the egg-shaped sky. Others say that sun has 7 wheels and 6 spokes, and that the entire universe resides within it. Here the Rishi gives us 2 different opinions before his times. The names of the Guru is not mentioned, but just the difference of opinion is stated. According to Shankara, the 5 feet are the 5 seasons. The Hemanta and Shishira being very short in India, if we unite them, there are only 5 seasons in India. By those 5 feet, the seasons, the sun moves for an observer or on earth, that is a geocentric observer. The sun being the origin of everything on solar system and is being the Prajapati or father of all created things. The 5 feet are the 5 organs or Panchanga of the Surya. Accordingly, by those 5 organs one can determine the exact position and movement of the sun and the solar system from the earth. According to Tantra Shastra, when a deity is described, that mantra science is called Kalpa. Kalpa is according to astrophysics of India, the time of which year and yuga are organs only. The Kalpa also has got a Panchanga or 5 organs. The Patala, the origin of Mula Mantra, its lineage of advice, its greatness, Rishi, Chandas, Nyasa of the Shadanga, the Mala Mantra. Then there is a Padhari, then Prayoga is there, the Kavacha is there, like that. So, with all these things, it becomes a great treatise. We have to meditate upon all these things, identifying the cosmic power or energy as the bioenergy dwelling within us, in each jiva, with having Sahasranama or 1,000 names. By these 5 organs, one has to understand the Kilaka or the life flame, the fire flame of the sun as the form of the mantra, as the language, as the music within us, and know it within every cell of us, every organ of ourselves, and in every life form, just as it is occurring in us. The order of the Nyasa is Rishim Nyased Murdhini. First, meditate the Rishi in the Murdha, that is the head. Chanda in the Mukha Pankaja, that is in the face. Devata in the Hridaya, in the heart. The Bija in the Guhya, that is the secret generative organ. The Shakti in the Pada, that is in the feet. Sarvange, all the organs, the Kilakam, the fire glow. Once our entire being is heated and lighted up by the energy of the sun's rays, our samsara and its mundane karma are lost as if hairs in a scorching heat, and the Shirovrata of the sannyasin is thus completed. So it is this Nyasa, the Nyasa and glowing of the Kilaka within us, that is what produces the Mundaga effect. We cognize the power of energy of the sun that expand, contract, and naturally create, sustain and destroy everything in the 3 Kala, the Trigalatnana, and also its timelessness.